Europe. Since the beginning of time, people have been curious in the biblical roots of the numerous ethnic groups that inhabit a wide continent that is inhabited by a varied population. In the event that you are interested in going more into this subject, you will discover genealogical information that is very intriguing. Come along with us as we investigate the roots of the European peoples, often known as the White Peoples. According to the sacred scriptures for the time being. It would be much appreciated if you would subscribe to our channel so that you may get your daily dosage of biblical history. You are invited to have a seat and watch yet another video in our series titled The Origin of Peoples According to the Bible. There are a great number of nations that are included in Europe, such as Germany, Austria, Poland, Hungary, France, Italy, Romania, and another great number of countries. You probably weren't aware of this, but the sacred scriptures do in fact make reference to the origins of European peoples. There are references to the names of the forefathers of some European peoples in the Bible, notably in chapter 10 of the book of Genesis. By understanding these books while taking into consideration the offered symbols, origins, places, and nations of diverse characters and peoples, you will come to realize that the sacred scriptures serve as important sources. Regarding the peoples of Europe, the sacred scriptures make reference to a number of them, with a special emphasis on the peoples of Greece and Macedonia. One of the sons named in the genealogy is Japheth, and these groupings are direct descendants of Japheth. As a consequence of this, Japheth is usually thought to be the progenitor of Europeans according to ancient genealogies, Jewish interpretations, and other historical documents. Every single one of these sources points in the direction of Japheth, who is Noah's son. The name Japheth may be interpreted in a number of different ways, including beautiful, pale, enlargement, and multiplication. For the purposes of the Bible, the peoples of Europe are referred to as Japhetic or Japhetic peoples. In addition, the European language family, which includes languages such as English, German, Russian, Ukrainian, and a number of others, is referred to as the Japhetic language family. This is done in recognition of the fact that it is related to the progenitor of European peoples. There is information regarding the forebears of European peoples that may be found in the sacred scriptures, notably in chapter 10 of the book of Genesis and in the book of Chronicles. These sections provide an overview of Japheth's family tree, including his 7 sons and his grandchildren. Deciphering the roots of ancient Europeans may be accomplished by looking at the names of Japheth's sons and grandchildren. In ancient times, the Israelites themselves referred to people from Europe as Japhethites or Javanites. They explicitly mentioned Greek as Javan or the region of Javan. This is an interesting fact. Throughout the book of Genesis, the names of all of Japheth's offspring are listed. Permit me to introduce each of you to the following individuals. A number of people, including Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras, are descendants of Japheth. Further, Gomer was the father of 3 boys, whose names were Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim were the names of Javan's 4 sons he had. The identification of Ashkenaz as an ancestor of the Germanic peoples is an interesting and durable description that is still acknowledged among Jews today. It is important to note that this identification is still recognized. Ashkenazi Jews often use the term Ashkenazic to refer to locations across the world, including Germany and other Germanic territories. Ashkenaz is considered to be the progenitor of the Germanic peoples, according to ancient and biblical Jewish perspectives. This is the reason why this is the phenomenon. In addition to other Germanic peoples, the Germans themselves are thought to be descendants of Ashkenaz. Furthermore, another biblical figure called Riphath is connected to the peoples of the Celtic region. It is generally accepted among Irish people that Riphath, son of Gomer and grandson of Japheth, is the grandfather of the Celtic peoples, commonly referred to as the Celts. This view is supported by interpretations and agreement among Irish people. The lineage of the Celtic tribes that are dispersed over Europe may be traced back to Riphath, who was the son of Gomer and the grandson of Japheth. There are several sons of Japheth named in the biblical text, all of whom are regarded to be either European peoples or locations in Europe that are genetically connected to Europeans. These sons are stated in addition to the descendants of Riphath and Ashkenaz whom are mentioned in the text. One of the interpretations of Madai is that he is one of the sons of Japheth and that he symbolizes the countries that settled in the territory of Iran. These nations include the Aryan peoples as well as the Iranian peoples. The ancient Persians, who are generally referred to as the Medes, are the entities that symbolize the Medes. Because of their respective origins, the terms Medes and Madai share a number of similarities that are worth mentioning. Magog is mentioned in Genesis 10 verse 2, which is another key reference to the name. As an additional point of interest, Tubal and Meshech are regarded to be the forefathers of Russian, Ukrainian, and other Slavic peoples. These three biblical figures are the ancestors of several Slavic peoples. The lands of Gog, Magog, Tubal, and Meshech are considered to be the biblical ancestors of Russia and Ukraine, according to the consensus of individuals who study biblical genealogies and nations. When attempting to interpret the apocalyptic prophecies that are found in various books of the sacred scriptures, such as the Book of Revelation, Daniel, Ezekiel, and Isaiah, amongst others, it is of the utmost importance to have a thorough understanding of the genealogical and historical roots of these European peoples. It is essential to become acquainted with the names of each of these peoples as well as their ancestors. By way of illustration, I am sorry to say that I am unable to generate any additional information on this subject because it exceeds the scope of my training and the knowledge that I possess up until September 2021.